Hello, Shyra.
Hi, Sam.
And hello, everyone. Welcome to our Friday class at Sam's Bead Shop. Our theme today is
In the rough.
Shyra is Sam
in the rough. Woohoo!
We are working with rough stones from Sam's Bead Shop. We're about to offer all sorts of ideas using rough stones. Shyra has a whole necklace design in mind, and it's so cool.
We'll see if I can execute it, though.
Oh, you already have. That's what's so wonderful.
Just playing around. That's what we do with rough beads. We play around with them, right?
Look how cool. Look what Shyra did, y'all.
It's part of a necklace.
So you took the crystal quartz.
I used the crystal quartz because it is stunningly beautiful.
And then what have you done here with it?
So there's a couple different things here. We are going to do some wire work, make a couple of coils. We're going to bind the center coil so that it's nice and strong.
Okay.
Then we made some loops to string along those rough beads, and we were just going to keep on going.
Way cool. So we kind of picked up some beads for today. They're all linked in the comments of this video. So you can use any rough beads you like. Here's some of the ones we have in the shop. Peach moonstone, citrine, amethyst, apatite, we have in stock right now at the shop. There's like one more crystal quartz I think we have.
Only one. Get it while you can. It's stunning.
And we'll definitely have to get more of those.
Oh, absolutely.
I can't believe they look like ice rocks here.
They do. They're really pretty.
So I don't know if you can tell from the colors we have picked out over here, which one Shyra has selected for her very own class today.
I don't know.
Look at this palette. So we're going for the amethyst rough, the Hishi.
Oh, I was going to throw you for a loop and go for the appetite, but okay. We can do amethyst.
You're going to last minute
switch.
Look how gorgeous. I mean, you can absolutely change it.
No. Do you see that?
This is like perfect.
I know.
Here's what it looks like with the appetite.
Not as perfect, but still pretty.
Not bad, but that
Not bad.
I really like.
I like the amethyst.
I like the original Shyra
Yeah.
concept. That's really pretty.
Who's teaching class today? We both are.
Who's teaching? Mostly Shyra. I get to be Vanna White, and
you're going to make sure that I'm actually working on camera and that I'm explaining things.
Yeah. So you guys, if you have questions in the comments, I'll keep track of those, and then at good pause moments, I'll throw them at Shyra. I
will try to answer to the best of my ability.
And we're just gonna have some fun today. So welcome to class.
Welcome.
What do we need for today's project, Shyra?
All right. So in addition, of course, to your normal beads, I'm going to just take a couple of minutes and go over all of the tools that you would need for this. So I'm going to move these beads out of the way just for a second.
Of course.
Just stick that there. And so what you're going to need are, I know they're not called wire smoothers, but in my head, nylon jaw pliers are always called smoothies. So you're going to need a pair of smoothies. You're going to need your round nose pliers. You're going to need your chain nose or needle nose. I replaced all my chain nose with these needle nose pliers because
so long.
I love them.
Wow.
I love them so much. You're going to need a mandrel of some kind. I'm using the 3/8 mandrel from the Beadalon set, which Sam says we may have in stock soon.
I think we just got that in house. So those will be up on the site really soon.
It's my favorite.
You can also use
anything that's a Sharpie, right, Rachel? I saw her in here.
You could use like a thin Sharpie. You could kind of make it work with your bail making pliers. These ones are also from, looks like these ones are some Beadsmith ones I have. They're pretty similar with. It's a little bit easier just to do it on the dowel, but you have some options.
You have some options. You will also need a hammer. We're using this nylon one. And what are these officially called?
The Wacky Doos.
These are the Wacky Doos.
What is it called? Actually, I don't remember. It's the Beadalon Masher set.
Masher set.
We use one today as the nylon block that we can hammer onto.
Just because we don't want to damage your ears with my steel one. And Sam's going to be in charge of that one. All right. Then in addition to these things, you're going to need some wire. And so for this necklace, I used 2 gauges of wire.
Okay.
I used a 20 gauge. And then I use a 26 gauge. And these are my 2 favorite gauges to work with.
Nice. So it looks like you're using dead soft there. This would probably also work with like a German style wire as well.
Probably, yeah.
It's only a little bit harder. And that's basically it, other than the beads.
That's basically it.
So if you're curious about the beads, those are all in the collection below. Basically, our feature bead is going to be your rough stone. These are some nice chunkier rough that we were getting in the shop in multiple stones. So highly recommend checking those out. And I can't wait to turn into a necklace with you, Shyra.
Excellent. And so you're going to have to help keep me on time too, because, you know, looking at these, one thing I didn't take out is scissors. I don't have
any
scissors.
Where are the scissors? I have scissors in the drawer that you organized. You want scissors?
And flush cutters.
I'm on it. See,
There's some right there.
I really told you I have the energy to be an assistant today.
That's weird. I'm usually your assistant. So for the necklace, I used 7 of the rough beads. And on the strand, you have so many different options, right? They're all different. And so you probably want to find the 7 most that you like.
How are you picking?
So for the crystal quartz, it was easy because I chose like the ones that were a little bit more uniform, 3 on each side, and then kind of a
fun
chunky, fun one at the bottom. Okay. So I think my chunky, fun one is going to have to be this one.
Oh, it's so shiny.
It's so pretty.
Have you guys ever actually seen Shyra make a necklace with the amethyst?
I don't think anyone's seen me make anything before. And can I tell you guys a secret? Can I tell you a secret? This is literally this necklace right here. Literally the first time I've worked with rough.
You really did it. Oh my goodness.
I was nervous last night and I was like, oh, he's going to make me design something with rough. I should actually use it and figure out how that works.
And how you've done it is stunning.
Thank you.
All right.
All right. So now I need my 6. So those 3 are kind of similar. Those are not similar, but they can work. And that one's kind of similar.
I guess we're kind of looking where they're drilled. Yeah. Is that kind of a factor here?
Sometimes. But sometimes it's kind of fun just to let them be. It's natural.
Oh, that looks great.
I think it looks amazing.
So it seems like the main technique is this coiling. How does that work?
The main technique is the coiling. And so for that, you're going to start off with your mandrel. And you're going to start off with a length of 20 gauge wire. And so we're making this center one first. And I usually cut about 10 inches just to be on the safe side. Oh, you're a cinematographer now, too.
Yes. I want nothing more than to be your cinematographer.
Make things easy. And when I say about 10 inches, it could be 9. It could be 8. It's about.
I feel like we both are similar type beaters where it's not about being exact. It's just
it's
about
like cooking.
It's
you
just
like
about
feel it, right?
Right. It's just about getting yourself to bead.
Just getting yourself to bead. It's kind of weird to straighten it out before we coil it, but in my mind, that makes perfect sense.
I think it makes sense. I like to warm up the wire between my hands.
Me too.
It's kind of the same idea here.
And I apologize in advance, but there's a lot of things that I just do with my hands instead of taking out a tool. So I start with just one end.
Show us the real deal, Shyra.
The real deal, Shyra. Thank you for lifting that. So I have some room. And you just start off coiling. Remember, you got to keep me on camera.
I will do my best.
One thing that I always like to make sure I do when I'm making a coil is to have some tension in this. And again, I'm a lefty, so most of the things are get done with my left hand.
I also wrap with my left hand. So you better start wrapping with your right.
Okay.
So how you need that? You actually seemed like you had good tension when you were doing that.
Yeah.
How did you have such good tension?
So by pulling it pretty taut with my working hand.
As you're going.
Yeah. So you want to ideally end up with an odd number. I do not have an odd number, so I'm going to cut one off. Okay. So here's where, like, maybe a professional would do things a little bit differently. maybe we'll see. But once you take it off, you have this beautiful coil, and you're going to start stretching it out just a little bit, evenly. And then again, I have 8 coils and I only want 7, so I'm going to cut one off. Jokes on me if I miscounted. So, and then we're going to start flattening them. So this is where the masher might come in handy, or like me, you just start laying it down with your fingers.
That makes sense. I've tried smashing it. It's very hard to coax it quite into the place you want.
Exactly. Which is why I like using my fingers. It's pretty soft. So you're able to just kind of make it go where you want, how you want. And what I'm doing is I'm slightly curving it, because what we're making is, again, this centerpiece. So you can see I had way more than 7 coils, but it's okay.
I love it.
I love it too.
How many did you have on yours there?
You count.
I count.
You count.
One. How am I counting? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You basically, so you still did an odd number. You did 9 on that one.
All right. So now here's where I might take the masher and just kind of whack it just a little bit.
Okay.
It's over here. And that's going to be Sam's job.
I get to whack?
The official masher.
Okay, let me use the hammer just so I have some guidance here so I don't mess up your beautiful work. Okay. Although if you like the shaping, the idea of the masher is that it's supposed to...
We apologize if that's really loud.
Usually the mic isn't too bad. We might need to... That end piece, since that kind of...
Yeah.
Okay.
So now we're just we don't need to work right now. Until we make the next coil, we're going to take that end piece and kind of curl it back.
Okay.
This is difficult to do on camera.
Everything's worse on camera.
Everything's worse on camera. All right. Make it pretty. Okay.
I like this kind of freeform feel to this. It doesn't have to be these perfect coils and coils and coils.
No, I like that.
It actually looks really...
Because then it looks intentional even when you mess up. Because it's artistic.
Because it was intentional.
It was intentional, right? So the next thing we're going to do is, because we're using 20 gauge, it's still kind of flimsy and easy to break. And I don't know about you, but that does not work on necklaces for me. I definitely wouldn't want to sell someone a piece like that. And so I'm taking a length of 26 gauge. Don't ask me how long. I just feel it in my soul.
Why are we the same? I don't measure my wire.
Yeah, I don't measure my wire. No, that's a lie. I measure it when I'm working with sterling. And I measure it the 2 times in my life that I've worked with gold, because there was a very finite amount.
Right.
So if it said 3 inches, best believe it was going to be 2.97 inches. All right. So the point of taking this 26 gauge wire.
Oops. All right, hold on.
Pause.
There we go.
There we go. The point of taking this 26 gauge wire is that we're going to thread it through each of the loops on the top to make it stronger. So you can see in my little sample that I did last night, all I did is start with one side and kind of weave through the top, and that makes it so much stronger.
Yeah. Really smart.
Thank you.
So how do I get it anchored here?
Oh, this is stressful. People are watching. All right, so you just start with one side. I like leaving a little tail because I hate playing wire chicken almost as much as no.
I feel like the tail is always key.
Tail is always key. And it's kind of a little bit like sewing in a way.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you envision yourself hemming your gown in the 1800s. Maybe that's just me. And you start off with just sticking it through the top and pulling it through. You want to be careful, or I always like being careful, making sure that my wire is nice and straight without any bends or kinks. And I usually do 3 or 4 of them to get started. Although if I do 4, then I feel guilty because it's not odd. So I might do a 5th.
It's impressive that you're able to use the tip, because when I put the tip when I use the tip of the wire like that, like mine always gets kinked because I'm not watching it enough. The only method that works for me is what Rachel Malice told me I had to start doing, which was like using threading the wire through one of the middle pieces through the middle of it. That makes sense.
That's probably like, again, the professional way to do things.
Basically, like what Rachel like, she likes to grab it like here, and then she'll put like an end through. If I remember right. Yeah. Anyway, it's working for you. Please continue.
Okay, and then I like moving it up just a little bit. If you do it nice, and again, very taut, very clear, you shouldn't have too much extra wire showing when you move to the next loop. But what you want to do is make sure that this loop is bound to the next one. So I'm going to stick my end right through there.
Got it. So they're working where they're connecting.
Where they're connecting. Again, making sure it's nice and straight, pulling it tight with a gentle tug. Am I off camera?
There you go. I'm just going to zoom in a little bit for folks to make it even harder for you.
Because I can't see it at all.
Here, you can also use that.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Just for a couple of the coils, then I'll zoom back out.
Okay. I'm just going to look down.
Let's see if I have a manual.
Again, this is where I relive my Victorian days of past life and just so. All right. And so you go ahead and you do that for each of the coils, making sure that they're all bound together. And for this, I tend to not really care because in my sample, I only put one bead on top. But this is a great opportunity if you wanted to just go for it to like totally bead this piece up.
Bead that piece.
Bead that piece. So I'm doing 2, 3, very inconsistent because my piece is a little bit free flowing anyway. So I've got that artistic license.
It kind of varies how much space you have in the coils anyway.
Well, the wire's pretty forgiving, so you can always just bend it.
Do you ask it for forgiveness a lot?
No.
You the boss?
Yeah, I'm the boss. You will bend to my will.
I actually managed to zoom it in even more digitally. So
I'm not even looking up there now.
It's pretty. Actually, we've never had a class this zoomed in. This is.
So you should be the cinematographer more often.
I have a new position. I am solely the Sam's Beach Club cinematographer. See, this is what I need. I need someone to keep me on camera. It's like all I have to worry about right now is just like adjusting the camera. Did I block your view?
Yes.
Okay, hold on. I have to do a better job as cinematographer.
All right, it's all right.
Do you guys like the creaky sounds of the phone stand?
I think we should get one that like squeaks for spooky season.
Oh.
Or like that old timey motor sound. Like, all right, almost done. There's like one more.
So one person I know that loves rough stones is Ruth Ann Scott.
Mm-hmm.
She's been in the shop since I think about 2014 as well, and as well as Shyra and Rachel Malice as well. My goodness, y'all,
we're old timers.
We don't. None of us really know. I think Facebook Monsters recommended the group to you guys ages ago.
That's all I remember. Is like, oh, there's some dude in Berkeley selling beads. I'll try that.
Here we are.
And here we are. 9 years later.
And so Ruth got a lot of like those original rough beads that we had in the shop many years ago. And they kind of went out of fashion for a bit. And when I started seeing these chunkier rough beads in the last few months, I was like, I need those for the shop. And I had these shorter strands made for us. And I'm just like obsessed with them.
They're pretty amazing. Especially the crystal quartz.
You don't mean especially the amethyst?
Amethyst is always amazing, but this time The crystal quartz is like super amazing.
All
There
right.
we have it. And here's the thought, you guys, is that I saw this last night and I was like, holy moly,
Yeah.
if I made it longer or put two sides to it,
Mhm.
it could totally be a flower and I can have like a beaded center and make a brooch.
I'm also
Yes.
the control freak cinematographer.
We're
Okay.
judging you. I'm sure you are, Rachel. Be gentle.
All right, here we go. It's so cute.
So cute.
Oh my goodness. It actually is just very pretty.
It is very
It looks
pretty.
like a little pendant that you can just put on chain.
Right. And that's it. That's us, guys. We're done. But wait, we are not done. And actually, this piece was originally more complicated. We're keeping it nice and simple.
We have simplified it.
We have simplified
I think it has
but
a lot
it's
of
beautiful.
I think it has lots of great things going for it.
Yeah. So the next thing that we're going to tackle, super off camera, are these sides where we're taking our amethyst and just kind of threading it on with some, I prefer wrapped loops. I know a lot of people like their simple loops, but wrapped loops just feel safer to me. It's like a security blanket.
I also prefer wrap.
I also,
I find them
yes.
easier to do.
Oh no, which ones were the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7? Okay. So because I am generous with my wire cutting, I do have some that was left over from the sewing / binding I was doing. And I chose not to use a jump ring to attach on this one. And that's totally, I think, an aesthetic kind of decision.
Yeah, I
don't
could
know
see it
why.
either way.
Yeah.
If you want more flexibility, you can
You could use jump rings, and that might make the most sense so that if there is something that breaks or you want to change something, it's a little bit easier. But let's make life difficult.
Do it.
I cannot make a wire wrapped loop because I will be super judged.
You want me to make a wire wrap loop?
I don't do any kind of flipping and moving and twisting. No, that's not how I do it.
So what is happening?
I don't know. All right, so first off,
I thought you were like, so you're doing the wire wrap loop. Okay.
I might make you do one of them. Actually, you can do those 3.
Okay.
Do those 3. I'll do these 3.
26 game.
26 game. I love using these pliers. They were a gift. And just because they're so small, look at how perfectly small and beautiful.
They look beautiful.
They are amazing. And that means you can get really, really small and detailed, which I like. Yes, over here. I stole them from you.
Where's your pair though?
I don't think I brought my pair. That is your pair.
Okay. We're all good colors.
Did I take one out?
I'll find them.
All right, so easy breezy beautiful. And here's another don't do what Shyra does type of thing. I know people use their tools as they should and like make their little perfect loops. I do not. I just start here and I use my fingers. And I can do 26, didn't matter, 20, 18.
So your loop is just
Yeah, just one loop.
your loop. It's not really your loop is you'd already basically just formed around the wire.
Yeah.
Got it.
Okay. Rachel's judging me. I can feel it all the way from New York.
Hey, we all bead with our own.
We do. It's my own style. Okay. That was my fun one. And I've got to make sure they're in the right order. That's fun. I didn't check the holes on these, but I figured it would be a little bit more artistic just to let them go as they go. Yes, look at that.
Chunk. Amethyst chunk.
Amethyst chunk. All right, so Wanda's watching too. Do I have to do this in front of Wanda?
Wanda's watching?
I saw her earlier.
She'll survive.
She might not survive. She may come and haunt us. Okay. off camera. Just kidding. I don't do any of the little matchy anything like that. I leave a little bit room, save some room. I'm a junior high teacher, so at junior high dances we say save some room for the Holy Spirit if people are getting too close. As they do, as I'm walking around dances with my gum bucket and my flashlight.
You're the authorities.
Oh yeah. And again, I like wrapping around 3 times. No particular reason other than it's a nice odd number and it's pretty secure.
Yeah. I think I started doing 3 wire loops.
Yeah. And I usually do all of my tucking and finagling at the end, so bear with me.
I can only prep one because the other 2 are attached directly to the other things.
But you can.
Oh, I could prep.
You can prep
once.
2.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see what you're saying there.
Yeah, and then I'll just do the last one on it.
You'll put the icing on the cake.
I will put the icing on the amethyst cake.
Wanda says she's here. I need lunch. Late lunch, Wanda. What have you been up to all day?
3:30. It's practically dinner time.
I'm noticing the holes aren't actually super small on these rough pieces.
No, they're kind of nice.
You could use like some thicker gauge wire, folks, if you want to. Because I'm actually having some trouble getting so my loops are wanting to tuck under into the holes of the amethyst just because we're using such a thin wire here. I could totally be using like a 20 or 22 gauge as well.
Maybe a 22. I like tiny little loops.
Well, I just want to make sure I can see the loops.
Nah. You don't want to even see the loops.
My first one got swallowed by the amethyst.
That sounds like a happy problem to have.
Like, this is not a problem in my book, thank you.
Oh my gosh, Dale, the pressure. Why did I look up and see that comment? We're all watching you. Sometimes I feel like... You know that song? Somebody's watching me. No? Yeah.
That's like a newer song. That's not
No, it's not.
Is that the same song? It's like a pop song.
All right. Why did I choose a piece that has so many loops?
More loops.
More loops.
You're doing great.
Thank you. Thank you for the encouragement. Where's the hole?
Having trouble seeing that giant hole.
Yeah, the little ones I can see. The giant ones, I'm like, where's the hole? Just on the side of that mountain right there. Mountain of amethyst. Do you like working with rough, Sam?
I really enjoy it. I'm glad we're getting to jump in right now because it's been a while. I used to use it in earrings a lot. I just love the look of I like anything that has cool textures to it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like another option. I like having more options in the toolkit for design.
So Sam's still working on this side, but now
I may have made some loops that I didn't connect to the other loops, so I had
That's
to.
okay.
I had to backtrack.
That's okay. It happens. It happens. While he's doing that, I'm going to go ahead and do some dangly decisions right now. So I've got in my sample, I had a rough, and then I had a piece of spinel. Don't you know where I'm gonna go? I think I might do.
Well, let's show
the folks. Maybe you guys can decide for me. No. Control. So I'm thinking the purple hishi or maybe a pinch bead. I'll let you decide. Purple hishi or pinch
This is
bead.
the main decorative black bead.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, those hishi. It's the hishi.
That's what
It'll
I would
lay
choose.
so
But
nicely.
maybe the people will be like pinch bead.
It'll stick out.
Yeah.
The hishi's perfect.
See, that's an 80s song.
What do you mean?
Yeah.
Okay. It sounds kind of modern. That's interesting.
We did have music in the 80s, Sam. Not a lot, but we had some music.
Well, it wasn't a revolutionary era for music or anything.
No, not at all. Barely anything happened in the 80s. I don't really remember the 80s. Except for my Cabbage Patch Kids and my Care Bears. and My Little Pony.
What a time.
What a time. What a time. All right, so Dale said he, she, and I'm going to go with what Dale said because it was my decision. But here's the thing. Do I do 1, 2, or 3? Okay. So this is going to be a slightly off-camera thing because I am blind. However, what I'm doing is making my knotted headband off camera so Wanda doesn't touch me. And then putting my rough stone right on it like that while Sam attaches the...
I'm on it.
You're on it. See, I'm putting you to work. Delegation.
All right. I've got, as Shyra prescribed for me, I have wrapped 1 piece of amethyst and prepped 2 more loops on either side. So it just looks like my amethyst has a really long leg, and we're gonna attach it.
What if amethyst walked?
What if amethyst roamed the yard?
Wild amethyst.
It kind of does.
Yes, Wanda, it is a secret knotted headband alert. Completely off camera, already done. No flipping and moving and changing of hands or anything like that.
All right, so we're gonna get this connected to Shyra's piece here. I'm probably not doing exactly how she did it.
It's okay, I love you anyway.
I hope you'll wear this necklace.
I will.
It's purple. I
The
actually
kids at school make fun of me when I don't wear purple. They're like, what are you doing, Dawson?
Missed opportunity.
Yay.
Number 1. Actually, I guess we're waiting to the other one. Did you do the 3rd piece on yours? You did do your 3rd piece.
I did.
Okay. The next one is done with the jet ring then. Okay. I love that necklace. Your necklace has 7 chunks of amethyst.
Right.
If not more. We can add more.
We can add more. Because I didn't finish the necklace last time.
I know, we got a whole stringing area we get to do.
That's right.
I hope most folks watching do know how to do a wire wrap headpin. If you do not,
I can make a janky one just to horrify Wanda. It's fine.
Your wire wrap headpins are not your wrap loop headpins. What are they called?
Knotted headpins.
Knotted headpins. Oh my goodness! What a week.
What a week indeed.
Yeah. Wire wrap loop headpin. Blah blah blah. When you've said too many words in a week and the words don't mean anything anymore.
Absolutely. Yes, I do. That's going to be my next week. Next Thursday sale is
students...
going to be like super fun because
after a week of students?
No, that'll just be the 2nd day. But they're half days. So.
All right.
Fabulous. Look at that. I'm loving it. All right. So.
It's actually, look how pretty it is. Just like that. Oh my gosh.
It's kind of nice. Thank you. So I have a secret knotted headpin. Secret knotted headpin. And then I think
I made the wrong thing big.
It's all right.
Here we go.
One hishi. Look at the sparkle on that. Wow. 2 hishis.
Oh my gosh.
No, just 1.
Oh. You could convince me anyway. Wow.
That's pretty.
Very pretty.
I think I'm gonna have to visit that collection page and get some more of these. You can never have enough wire polish shishi.
Those do have a nice sparkle to them.
They do. Cinematography skills on top. Right, 3 reps. And then
Are you guys starting to get why I'm loving the rough stones so much? Because it's just such a unique take on getting to work with amethyst here. Yes, you can make a polished amethyst piece, but then you can also make a amethyst in the rough.
Someone in gym chat 2 years ago sent me a message. I never told you about this message because I don't tell you sad things.
Sad
It
things.
wasn't a sad thing, but she's like, why do you never design with rough? What's wrong with you? I was like, oh.
To you specifically?
Mhm.
What a pointed thing to say.
Right? Because I posted an amethyst piece, and she's like, you never design with anything you do. And I'm like, that is correct.
What is like? Everyone can message me like, Sam, you don't work with enough leather. I'm like,
Yeah.
Okay, that's because
Thank
I
you.
haven't worked with enough leather.
That's
There's
right.
lots that I worked with.
I like that a lot. And I think I will use a jump ring for this. I don't know why, but I will.
Like
so I brought my little copper kit.
Can we see your copper kit?
You can absolutely see my copper kit. So Rachel Malice posted about these containers in the gym chat, which is our social group on Facebook. And I bought a set and I made a little kit for all of my metals. So, it's not really all of my metals. I should say my types of metals.
Mm-hmm.
So I have a copper kit, I have a silver kit, I have a gold kit, I have a different bronze kit. And then when one of these things runs out in these little tiny containers, I just restock it from my bigger stash. Because we all have stashes of things, right?
That's a very satisfying kit, Shyra.
It is, because it's easy to travel with. Right? I don't have to worry about not having crimps or
you have everything on you.
I have everything on me. I'm like, oh, I'm going to do it. All right, so I just took off one little jump ring for this.
One little jump
One little
ring.
jump ring.
It's like the start of a fairy tale.
It is. Once upon a jump ring. All right. And again, I'm blind, so bear with me as I stick this
I
on.
do all my wrapping right in front of my eye, and I apparently have 20/20 vision.
I do not have 20/20 vision. 1, 2, 3. Sorry, guys. I didn't even think that's on the middle. How about in the comments? How many of you work with rough?
Yeah, who's been thinking about it? Where are you on your
rough journey? Your rough journey of life.
All the rings too, Shyra. You're all decked out.
I'm wearing 2 rings, and they're the rings I wear every day. Got my birthstone, our birthstone, and an opal.
Beautiful. That shines.
It's amazing. Okay. So actually, I'm going to redo this because it's not quite on the center one, and it's killing me.
We have a question. Pair with rough long term. So I really like that question because yes and no. So I'm not as nearly as worried about like scratching the stone.
Yeah.
Obviously, like it still can it has a hole in it, still can break. The main thing I would suggest is not different than any other stone in terms of how you're storing it, because these are still stones no different than your polished stones. So some stones do not like sunlight. That's the main enemy of some stones.
Especially amethyst. Amethyst is kind of like the emo kid. We don't like the sun.
Because some stones they'll start to change color with extended light and especially sun exposure. UV can kind of start to change how the color is looking.
Fades. Yeah, it absolutely fades.
Your tone a little bit. So one recommendation I have is you can still go out and wear it to your picnic. That's fine. And when you bring it home and you want to keep it stored away in a darker drawer. Yeah, and maybe don't hang your strands of rough while they're ready to use, especially the citrine. Maybe don't keep those in tons of sunlight as well.
So the next step to assembling this is to make the bigger coils. And it's really the same procedure except for the bending. So we're going to skip a step, maybe the binding step, because I can do that later. But it would be the same thing where you take the 26 gauge after you foam the coil and you make sure that the loops are all connected. But this time, because it is a longer coil, If you recall, we did about 10 inches of wire here. I'm going to go longer than that. So maybe like 17 inches. That seems good. I never measure when I'm home. I'm like,
A length that feels good.
a length that feels good. The ancestors will tell me when to stop. All right. I could use my smoothies, my nylon gel pliers, to make sure it's nice and smooth. Or you can just warm it up with your hand, which is what I tend to do. And then you do the same thing. Take your mandrel, start with one side, make sure that you keep it nice and taut, and wrap, preferably without stabbing your friend who's sitting next to you.
Nan is concerned about how the ruffle could rub on wire. Yeah, so I'm not too concerned about the rub on like, especially the thicker wires. I think like the beading wire, like eventually you could. I want to take a look at some of these holes and see how they are. It's a pretty typical drill hole. Yeah, the hole is actually pretty similar to what any other bead hole because like it is actually pretty polished inside the hole when they burr it. But it is fair concern. You can always put like little spacers on either side by the hole to reduce some of that friction. I've actually started stringing the potential backside of this necklace over here.
Right. With these middle coils, because we are going to be attaching a strung portion, what you want to do is really make sure that your end is kind of tucked up and made into a loop, because then we'll stick our strung section through there and it won't just fall off. So I'm just going to take this.
Have you experimented with also adding like wrappings to this stage as well? Like, do you think it would be helpful at this stage?
Nope. I've not experimented with it.
It's also such a nice look. I love how it looks.
Yeah, it does. All right, so again, spread out your coil.
I'm stealing your tiny pieces of rough for your back of the necklace. Because
Fully support
we
that.
need more amethyst in our lives.
We need more rough. It's not rough enough yet. And this would probably be another point where we would add a jump ring, because you also want to do the same to this side. Make sure that there's a nice loop.
I'm thinking one long strand in the back. We just put the clasp essentially in the front, or do you have actually for you? When do you have preference of where your clasp?
This is a collaborative piece, though, so
it's a collaborative piece, but this is being commissioned for Shyra Dawson. So, where do you like to put up? Where do you like to have your clasp typically?
Wherever I can clasp these.
So where would you like it? I can also do two shorter strands here.
Or you could just do one really long strand and not need any clasp.
You want to fill in a long necklace? Okay, here we go. Challenge accepted.
Right. Once again, smushing them until you find a situation that works well with your soul.
What situations work well with your soul, Shyra?
Things that are aesthetically pleasing.
Mm-hmm.
Look at that. Can't go wrong with copper. Sam's busy, so I'm taking the mashers.
Mash. That. Wire.
But I'm gonna like smush it like a s'more. Rawr.
So, what kind of s'more maker are you?
The kind of s'more maker that doesn't use chocolate, because I don't really like chocolate that much.
But how do you roast your marshmallow?
Well, it should
Also, do you see you don't
theoretically.
like chocolate that much? How heathen are you?
It should theoretically be on an open fire with a stick you've picked from the forest floor. That is the best marshmallow roasting.
Get that fresh moss taste.
Yes, yes. Nothing like picking the lichen out of your teeth as you're roasting your marshmallow. That is how I grew up.
And do you burn your marshmallow?
No. No. It must be a perfect tan.
You're not a golden brown.
It's got to be just shy of golden brown.
Yeah.
Just shy of golden brown. All right. Mashed. This is where, again, we would take that 26 gauge wire while you're watching your favorite show and come in and bind all of these loops so that they're together. I had some thoughts and Sam had some thoughts, but I'm going to share my thoughts.
All the thoughts.
All the thoughts. They're actually Sam's thoughts too. So we were thinking that instead of just binding one side, what if you bound both sides? And then what if you added beads to one of the sides?
I think it'd be really cool.
I think that would be really cool.
Is this a hypothetical right now?
It's a hypothetical
Okay.
because we don't have time. But even like, look at that.
Because I was noticing on here, like when you jump loops, when you're making the focal, that there's like a little bit of wire available there.
Absolutely.
And
so
available wire means places for more beads.
Places where we can put things because we are maximalists. Like, oh, it's an empty space. Let's put something in it.
I run a bead shop. I have 3,000 types of beads about 10 feet away over there.
Yeah. Right there's look at that. It's coming together, y'all. I'm gonna quickly make.
Wait, if you do, oh my gosh. Okay, so here's you guys. What do you guys think of the strand? I started making up the pattern as I went. I'm doing like 2 sections of black spinel, and then a section of the pinch beads, and then I'm alternating the amethyst and fire polish chunks. So it's like it's a regular like irregular pattern.
Irregular pattern. I like it.
Just to confuse Shyra's eyes when she wears it.
It doesn't make sense.
But then you start looking at it.
And then it does make sense.
And then you'll just think, oh, that's silly kid.
No. I don't think of you as a kid.
That's nice.
Most of the time, you guys, this is another secret. Most of the time, Sam is way more mature than I am.
Really?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'm like, oh, I need to calm down a little bit.
And like, what situation are we talking?
Well, like, especially related to the business.
Yeah.
Because it's your business and you're an expert in it. But just sometimes, other times, it's like, okay, I'll be quiet now. Listen to the adults speak.
You're always full of ideas. It's so wonderful.
Yeah, thank you.
I also know you care so much about the shop. So like,
I do.
I know nothing you choose to do is gonna ever like hurt the shop or anything. Like, it might be a little different than how we typically will do things. But that's okay.
I'm a little different. So theoretically, Sherry, this masher is supposed to do just that. When you apply enough force, it acts to really do the same thing that hammering would do. I have not tried these out yet before, but
if you match enough times, it will work hard in it more. And it can be nice, especially there's a risk of hammering with a metal hammer with your wires overlapping here because
you break it.
You could break your wire.
Yeah.
Where they kind of lay on each other. How long does this necklace need to be to not have a clasp? We did have that beautiful clasp.
I think we should use it. Okay. Look at that. Look at how well the clasp goes.
Oh, it's a spiral. You didn't even know you were doing a spiral necklace when you chose that clasp.
I didn't, because I chose the
Your
clasp.
genius doesn't even know its own genius.
Secret genius. I would love it if my genius knew the winning lotto numbers. Picking out a clasp to match a necklace. That's a talent. Right. Then we fold down.
Wanda, Belong calls it the masher. We carry it. We have a couple dozen sets of those in the shop.
We did the mash.
You do the
stir mash. The jeweler mash.
We do the jeweler mash.
Jeweler mash.
The jeweler mash.
It was a bead shop smash. We've told you before, we sing a lot. Life is better when you sing.
Sometimes it's classical, sometimes it's. I'm
Christmas
running out of
songs.
small chunks, but that's okay. I'm still picking up.
Oh darn, bigger chunks of amethyst. I'm going to be so offended at that.
Can I sum that into how long you want this? I'm actually at 15 inches of strung beads so
That's
far.
what that's
So then adding on this is going to be over 20-inch necklace.
Yeah.
Is that good?
I want 2 more inches.
You want me to go up to 17?
Uh-huh.
Okay, I'm on it. Next, having a really fun time string it over here.
It's very chill.
I'm just like stringing on a pattern. My heart rate is going down.
I love it.
This is nice.
Do you have weekend plans?
I'm gonna go to Santa Rosa tomorrow. Actually, there's still talks of going to Santa Rosa today. Kirsten's also like, Kirsten wants me to go to a dance party with her.
Oh, fun.
But she's also like, we can also do this next month. And I guess I have to now decide. I was partially gonna look at traffic.
Yeah.
I think the traffic going up to Santa Rosa might be a little wild.
Yeah, and is it the weekend where? Oh no, that's a different bridge. Never mind.
Oh God, when is the 80 closure? Because I do.
I don't think it's this weekend. But I don't know.
They keep closing.
But then it'll be all fixed, and they'll never have to do road construction again, ever. Right? That's how construction works. What size wire am I using? I am using 2 gauges of wire for this necklace. I'm using a 20 and a 26. Whacker is better than Asher. Yes, I agree. 20 and 26. Thank you for answering those questions.
All right, I'm on my last inch here.
Yay!
How are you doing? Is this about to come together?
It is. It is about to come together.
Right now.
Over beads.
Nice.
Yes. Anything can be a song.
It's about beads.
About beads. I'm just pulling out 2 more jump rings. Although I think you need jump rings too.
Oh, I would love some jump rings.
I pull out 4. Yeah, where's the clasp?
I only need 2 jump rings.
Okay. Right. So
Do you like long necklaces? This is if I do this last inch, it's gonna be very long.
Sweet.
Okay. And actually I'm at 17. I guess I can stop beating.
You can stop beading now. All right. So I'm going to attach my quill. Maybe. The jump ring dance. And remember, aren't they nice? Use the beetle-on ones, maybe.
They are.
Yeah, they don't.
I've never seen copper. Is this rose gold or copper?
That is one reason why I love copper, because sometimes you can't tell.
And then
What do you need?
You had a crimp.
Yes. Those are from your own stash. I took them from my stash.
Oh, very good.
I like this. I like the purple.
You seem genuinely surprised.
Well, because I did it last night with quartz, and I was like, I like the quartz, but I think I love it more with the purple.
Oh, it's really gorgeous.
Not
It
really
has a lot
pretty.
of contrast to it.
Yes.
All right, I'm gonna add a crimp to. Why did I open my crimp? That was so silly.
It's not silly.
It needed open though. What's going on over there? Jumping.
I dropped the coil. Okay. Hold it together, Sam. We're almost done.
You hold it together, Dawson.
I never hold it together.
What's the jokes per minute rate in your classroom?
Oh, my classroom is filled with laughter. All the time.
Bubble wrap and laughter.
Bubble wrap, laughter, all the things. I am not a sit in your desk and be quiet type of teacher.
I couldn't stand that. I used to go just have to stand at the doorway. I was like, I'm not sitting anymore. This is horrible.
No. It annoys some of my coworkers sometimes because they'll come in and they'll find kids under the desk or curled into a pretzel in their chair or standing in the back or laying on the rug. Sometimes we swim on the floor because the floor is cool and the kids like swimming on the floor, and I like, go ahead for it. I'm not doing your laundry. Clean my floor, children.
Okay, continue to be in love with the Zerong crimper. Y'all, I need to show you how cool this Zerong crimper is. Oh my goodness.
You want to see?
I'm so glad you ever see Wanda's comment where she thought you might have stolen my Zerong crimper?
No, I didn't.
Like a while back when I was missing it, it was like, maybe Shyra walked off with it. But I found it in my stash as I thought I probably would. So, guys, we're gonna do a quick crimp bead here. Just cutting off. I've been actually stringing right onto the Softflex roll, which is not my usual. I'm using Softflex Fine and a size 2 crimp bead.
Whacking away at a necklace. Yes, we are.
Come on, Jeffrey, I believe in you. There we go. You guys talk to your beads too?
All the time. My beads answer as well.
What do they say?
Crimp me.
Shyra! Shyra!
Yes, Leanne, absolutely.
What?
If Sam got in rough...
We have ruby chunks.
That's right. If Sam got in rough Ethiopian opal chunks...
We've also had rough... We've had chips. We've had
Ethiopian chips. Are not chunks.
Got it. Sorry, my bad.
Wanda, this is a collaborative piece. Yes.
Wait, what'd she say?
I'm going to finish a piece in one class.
Oh, we are.
Yep, we are.
So I love the Zerong crimper. See, it has this big ol' main tooth. So there you go. That's where it goes in between your wires.
Sherry, yes, that's correct. Actually, any bead that I do not like, I bring to my classroom.
What do they do with it?
They make jewelry, just for like rainy days. That's so easy. And then I also got rid of most of my craft wire, like the cheap craft wire you start off with to practice.
Yeah.
And I brought it to the classroom.
Smart.
Yeah. And my old tools.
So see, that was the main tooth at the bottom, and then it has these 3 little bubbles above it that lets you do 3 different sizes of crimp beads. So I can come in with the middle one.
That's cool. I need one.
It's also that bigger tooth makes my life so much easier.
Yeah.
The last batch of Zerong sold out very quickly. I think Rachel was looking for more. Also, I'm like half looking at what I'm doing here.
It's okay. I don't want to go back to school, Wanda, but I have to. I signed a contract.
You've been having too much fun here at the shop.
I have been having way too much fun here at the shop.
We love summer, Shyra.
I love summer too.
Ooh, wow! Look at this.
Wow.
All right, let's see if it's a match to Shyra's piece. It definitely has more black tones because we didn't end up adding any of the black to.
But we could.
Anything's possible.
Anything's possible.
Oh, class. You want to do the honors? I feel like you have to finish your necklace. I'm just the assistant today, remember?
Okay. I know we're a little bit over time, guys, but it's okay.
I don't think anyone's stressed.
And if you have to leave, I won't be offended. Sam won't be offended.
I'll be very offended. Thank you.
Where are we attaching?
Why, you have other places to be?
Are we not entertaining? Are you not entertained? Put it this way. What do you think?
Well,
this way?
Maybe that might be easier to put on.
Yeah.
Just because the beads are smaller over here.
I agree.
I could make a little link for you here if you want me to put a bead before the toggle, but this should work better on this side. You guys know that issue where like you sometimes the beads with your toggle bar like are just too big, so you have a hard time actually getting the toggle bar
Oh yeah, all
through
the
the
time.
hole of your toggle.
That's why I was like anti-toggle for a while, and I was like, I'm just gonna struggle with lobsters.
I can't even put a lobster on bracelet is a nemesis.
Well, that's because you have to keep Scotch tape when you're at wherever you keep your jewelry. Because I just tape one side down to my wrist, and then I.
The issue is I have hair on my wrist, so I was like,
we can take care of that.
jewelry is pain now. As I have to remove that tape, shrieking.
It's not.
My neighbor texts me, "Are you okay?"
The atmosphere almost hears a single scream. What is that sound? Oh, Sam.
Oh my gosh, last night there was so much commotion at 3 a.m. I finally went to bed like 2 a.m. and then there was commotion at 3 a.m. and I woke up.
You woke up. I saw you.
And it was so
You were up at like 5 this morning. I was very
I woke
impressed.
up again. No, I'm not impressed. Bad.
Bad.
Because when all the people were outside, my neighbor's house sitting has one dog and house sitting 2 more dogs. They're very lovely dogs. But then they all were just barking at 3 a.m. because they were disturbed by the people outside. And I was just like,
It's like
today.
next door to my house. Not
You have
the
some big dogs.
I've got big dogs, but not the purple house. There's a purple house on my street. It is not mine.
You have a pair of flat flyers?
Nah. I like
You
the struggle
rule
bus.
breaker.
I do. I break the rules. Anyway, it's an Airbnb. Which,
So we can make some parties.
yeah,
Hmm.
some late nights. Like, excuse me, there's a noise ordinance in our city. Are you aware of that? If not, let me educate you. Oh, I've got to do this closer. Blind Shyra. You don't have to move the camera. He's like, yes, I do. Oh my gosh, why can't I do this? It's Friday afternoon. You know how my day started out, right?
No.
So at 7:30, I was in Lafayette because I presented to 150 teachers on student-centered engagement.
I'm gonna do two.
So yeah, I gave a 2-hour presentation this morning on student-centered engagement.
How'd it go?
It went well. No one left. No one booed. We had fun. I think I had fun.
I'm glad. That's a lot of people that you presented to. That
Oh,
sounds.
that's not even my biggest audience.
And then here you are.
Mhm.
Come on, jump in.
But I mean, it really takes no effort to stand in front of a room.
No effort. I don't
Little
think most.
effort.
I don't think most people would agree with you.
And I'm also lying too.
You're also what?
Lying. It takes a lot of effort. I am an introvert.
All right. Only.
Got too much to do.
I don't think we did that side yet. You did. You did 2 jump rings on this side. Was that intentional?
I don't know, Sam. It is. It's late. And to get the shape.
We got someone wishing more rough was drilled lengthwise. I occasionally see that. You might like the tube shapes we've been getting into the shop. Freeform, but they're definitely. Yeah, I typically see the rough drill. It's kind of easier to drill it. It's the shorter way. There's more breakage. Oh wow!
I like it. Sam, talk to the people while I quick shade jewelry.
Wow, wait, I'm just admiring and seeing how this all like lays now. So we have our little copper English cuts with our black spinel. Oh wow! It has a little bit of a Halloween feel to it.
It
because
does.
of some of the,
it is spooky season.
Because of all the black and copper there. Are we doing a necklace swap?
Maybe. My lab doesn't want to come off.
You could for both.
I could. That's a little extra.
Sorry, what was that?
Extra.
That-
I mean, I am a little extra.
That's a little extra.
Oh wait. Now that it's off.
Wow.
There we go.
Dang.
It's breathtaking. I agree, Jesse. It is always spooky season. Always. Except like, oh my goodness. I love it.
We could do a necklace share.
We could.
We swap off.
Yeah.
I'll take weekends.
Agreement. Oh,
Fun. You nailed it.
you nailed it.
That was super fun. Everyone, I hope
Yeah.
you enjoyed today's class. Thanks for coming. We hope we give you a little inspiration for using rough stones. I feel like there's
Oh, absolutely.
ideas that have been spinning all day, and so they're gonna have to come.
I have other ideas. You saw a couple of them.
We might have to do more stones
We
in the rough.
might have to. Can we play Who Wore It Better? Yes. We can. I don't know what percentage of this.
I got you. There we go.
All right, it is your turn. Oh, see, with the gray, it looks really good. Sam wore it better.
I do happen to have a very neutral outfit today.
Yeah. See, this is part of our necklace custody share.
On the days where you wear gray, you can wear it.
Okay, thank you.
How often do you wear gray?
Pretty awesome.
Really?
It's a neutral. Yeah.
Not the answers I was expecting.
Really? How often do I wear gray?
That is,
It's gray.
Hardly gray.
Oh, it's gray. It's gray and blue.
All right, we have to go.
We have
Everyone,
to go. We have to go.
Have a lovely weekend, and we'll see you next week. Thanks for hanging out here at Sam's Food Shop.
We will see you. If you are using rough, please make sure that you post your design in Gem Chat. We'd love to see it.
If you're curious about these today, all the beads are linked in the collection linked in this video. Let us know if you have any questions, and we'll see you next week.
Have a wonderful weekend.
If I somehow get inspired in the next couple hours while I'm at the shop, I might do a bonus warehouse live sale, but it's about the energy.
Yes, he's going to. I'm going to be here.
So keep an eye out on your app for notifications.
Potentially.
All right, bye, y'all.